I swear to God, with the amount of mishaps I've had, it's a miracle I'm alive today. Hi friends, it is Sam, and today I present to you a small collection of short stories. In case you didn't know, I am a complete disaster. You know that scene in Chamber of Secrets when Professor Lockhart just releases all the pixies and they hang Neville on a chandelier and he's like, why is it always me? That's me. In my family, we've started referring to my unfortunate events as Neville moments. Because literally, it's always me. I'm always attracting the weirdos, I'm always falling over stuff, and I'm always embarrassing myself. So I thought today I'd share a few little embarrassing things that I've done or said, just to make you feel a bit better about yourself. When I was younger, I used to go to my nan's once or twice a week. She lives just down the hill from me, so it's just like a little 2-minute walk to my nan's house. And at the top of the hill that we walk down to go to my nan's house, there is like a garden of a house. I don't know whether it's an entrance to the house itself or what, but it's like a half wall, and then there was a hedge. So it was like a little situation, right? But one day, they just got rid of that hedge and they put a fence there. They replaced it with a fence. We noticed this one Sunday as we were walking down the hill to our nan's, and Jess, my sister, pointed out, hey, that hedge is gone. And I went, yeah, and there's an ugly fence instead. And you know what happened, didn't you? Someone peered out from behind the ugly fence. To whoever erected that fence, I am sorry. Like, the fence is less ugly now, but it was like such an offensive colour when it was first put up. Like, the weather has sort of made the colour a bit better. I don't know how that works, but it's less of a puke colour now. And I guess I'm kind of used to it, but it wasn't attractive. A few years before that, I was much younger. I was probably like early double digits, maybe 11 or 12. And I had this chair, right? It was like a plush chair and it had sort of like a back and then a gap. I'll try and find a picture of what this chair looked like, right? It was a chair with a gap in the back. And one day, before I had this bed you see behind me, I had a single bed and it like went down the middle of my room. And I thought, hey, I'm just gonna get creative with how I sit. Here's my bed, right? And I leant the chair against it. There were 2 legs on the floor, 2 legs in the air, and I was like, I'm gonna sit like that. Except I sat backwards on the chair, so my knees went into the gap, and I was just thinking I was cool, like this is a new way to sit. Except the chair fell. Mattress, chair, whack. And my knees were still in the chair. So I kind of like thumped onto the floor with my knees stuck in this chair, and it was very painful, and I couldn't get out of the chair. I was stuck with my knees in a chair, and it was painful, and I was crying, and my sister was crying with laughter, and I was laughing a little bit, but it mostly hurt. And she was laughing so much that she couldn't go downstairs and get her mum to help me out of this chair. So I was stuck in this chair for a good 5 minutes thinking like, my life is going to completely change now. I'm gonna be known as Chair Girl. I'm gonna be in the news, just like girl gets stuck in chair. And this is my life now. But my mum came upstairs and got me out. And we got rid of that chair. That chair is gone. It was offensive. Like, trauma chair. don't want it in the house no more, thank you. So then we go back to my teenage years. I am 15, I think, and I've got a boyfriend. Now this relationship consisted of MSN conversations and grinning at each other and hugging. That was what relationships looked like in my life when I was a teenager. And sometimes not even that. I really liked this boy, and we'd walk home together every evening from school, and we'd hug goodbye and then toddle off home and just wait for that 1 hour a day we can go on MSN and tell each other that we love each other and send each other lyrics and be like, roar, you know, like that's how a dinosaur says I love you. All that lame stuff. But this day was different. I was like, I want to come out of hugging territory. I want to kiss my boyfriend. I feel like it's time. Like we've been taking it slow as all hell. And I want to spice things up in our relationship. Just give me a little, you know, on the face. Kiss him. Like you do. So we walked home and we stopped at the part where we were supposed to part, and he held out his arms for a hug. And I was like, this is it, Sam. This is it. We gotta kiss him. But my sister was there and his sister was there, and they were just waiting for me to like walk into his arms and hug him back and like be on my merry way, but I froze. I just stood there looking at him, and he stood there like this. And I'm just like, and he's like, and eventually we part ways. We didn't even hug goodbye. That's how awkward I was. And just the memory causes me pain every time. I am the worst at social interaction. And I'm gonna be honest, it hasn't really improved. Since then I kind of let my partners take the lead. I guess that was one of life's lessons, not to be an idiot and just like kiss the guy. Like it's not hard. It's very difficult to do it wrong. Just kiss his mouth. Like that's it. Maybe there's a bit more to it once like your relationship progresses some more, but oh my god, what was I doing? Well, there's also the short fact that at that age I believed Elton John was dead, but we're just gonna gloss over that because that's the dumbest thing I've ever believed. Fast forward a few years, I think I was 22. I am in Florida with my dad, my stepmom and my siblings. And we're staying on site in Disneyland, right? We were at like Old Key West, right? So we'd take the bus and the ferry to our destinations. And there was one ferry captain who I found to be rather handsome, and he sang songs with us and he was just a delight. His name was Captain Zack. Captain Zack, if you're watching, like I was liking you. Take that how you will. We could have had some MSN conversations and hugged, but not hugged because you lived in America and I live here. So it would have just been MSN conversations. But one day, I was wearing a purple hoodie. It was an Asking Alexandria hoodie. I still have the hoodie. I'm gonna get it. I'll get it. Here's the hoodie. And it had this design on the back, right? And it says Asking Alexandria on it. Great band, love them very much. I lived in that hoodie. And I occasionally still do live in that hoodie. It's more of like a summer dressing gown now, but it's like the best hoodie ever. And Captain Zack, as I was disembarking from his ferry, he spotted my hoodie and he was like, that's a great band. And a normal person would have said, yes, it is a great band. What's your favourite song of theirs? Do you like their new album? That sort of thing. What did Sam say? Sam said, thanks. Thanks! Captain Zack was opening a conversation about a great band and you say thanks and walk away. Good job, Sam. And of course, I've tripped over bricks, I've tripped over banana skins, I've tried to walk through an Asda automatic door, thought it was locked, so went around to walk through the other door, only to see someone walk through that same door and realise it wasn't locked. I was just clearly invisible. But yeah, I just thought I'd share those few little stories with you so you can laugh at me like the rest of my family does. And just as a reminder not to take life too seriously. Every embarrassing moment that happens to you is a learning curve, and you can better yourself from it. You can learn to laugh at yourself, because honestly, nothing's that serious. You can trip over bricks and bananas, and you can fall out of a bunk bed and fracture your arm, and it's all okay. It's life. That's what all the people say, you know? You're flying high in April, shot down in May. But you know, you're gonna change that tune when you're back on top in June. Let me know your embarrassing stories and we can laugh and cry simultaneously together. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another video. Bye.